Here are the best index funds to invest in if you want passive income and to retire early and very wealthy. Pay attention. Number 1, FZROX, Fidelity Total Stock Market Fund. Cost 0%. Minimum none. Unlike Vanguard, which has a 0.04% expense ratio, this one has no expense ratio, which means it's free. Number 1 tied, FNILX, Fidelity SP 500 Index Fund. With this, you'll get the same SP 500 Index Fund with no minimums and no fees. That's a win for this fund. Number 2, FXIAX, Fidelity Fund Total Stock Market Fund. Cost 0%. Minimum none. This is Fidelity's version of the SP 500 Index Fund with no expense ratio and no minimums. Number 2 tied, FZILX, Fidelity International Stock Market Fund. The cost is 0%, the minimum is none, and an international index fund will cover foreign and emerging markets that could perform very well over the next few decades. Now, it is true that historically, the SP 500 has been a better investment than international stocks, but that might not always be the case, especially as other markets are really ramping up production and consumption. It also gives you a little more diversification outside the United States, just in case you never know. Number 3, SWPPX, Charles Schwab SP 500 Fund. Cost 0.02% expense ratio. Minimum none. This index fund was started in 1997 and it also follows the SP 500. Number 3 tied, SWTSX, Charles Schwab Fund. Cost 0.02%, expense ratio, minimum none. This encompasses the entire U.S. stock market index similar to VTSAX. Number 4, VTSAX Vanguard Fund Total Stock Market. Cost 0.04%, expense ratio, minimum $3,000 investment. Alternative ETF VTI. What makes this so unique is that it encompasses the entire U.S. stock market in one single fund. If there's a small cap, medium cap, or large cap stock in any industry you can think of, this index fund has a tiny piece of it. And for one low price, you can get exposure to 3,529 stocks. Number 5, VFIAX Vanguard Fund SP 500 Fund. Cost 0.04%, expense ratio. Minimum $3,000 investment. Alternative ETF VOO 0.03% expense ratio. This is a Vanguard index fund that follows the SP 500, which is the top 500 publicly traded companies in the United States. Buying this one index fund is basically the equivalent of buying all 500 of the largest companies in the US, and you'll get access to some of the big wigs like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and so on. Feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, it helps the channel, and it lets us know that you want to learn more. You can learn the 4 steps to make money online in the description. You can join Robinhood in the description and link a bank account and get a free stock worth up to $500. You can join Acorns and automatically invest your spare change into index funds and stocks and bonds. There's money links, tools, sources. Our Instagram is at 40inbox, and we provide personal finance education. 40inbox.com. Master your money.